Okay, so we want to look at if Ghana as a country, we are developing. Okay, so these are the three things macroeconomics look at. Are we achieving full employment? So what is the employment and unemployment rate in Ghana? After school, are people getting jobs to do? After graduate, you as a current student, after school in 3 or 4 years, do you think you can get a job to do? And you're looking at inflation rates or stable prices. This can be or slash stable prices. We are looking at the prices of goods and services. If you look at Ghana here, I told you the inflation rate, right? What's the inflation rate now? Yes, you can remind us. What's the inflation rate now?
28.9.
Are you sure? It's 20, rather 29.
29.8.
Good, 29.8. I'm telling you, it's 29.8. You can see that Ghana, are we having good prices or stable prices? Stable prices means it doesn't mean there will not be inflation. Or beginning of this year, around March or
27.6, please.
Okay, around March or March, January. I'm also into banking. I work in data bank. The inflation was around 10 to 12%. But as at now, today, as I'm talking to you, inflation rate is around 29.8, almost 30%. It's not easy. So it means the macroeconomic goal is being disrupted, or we are not working towards it. So in this semester, you're going to look at economic growth using GDP to analyze things, using nominal and then real GDP to analyze things. You're going to hear something like the GDP deflator. Okay, now we are going to also look at the unemployment and employment. You're going to look at labor participation. You're going to look at some population and how the population of a country affects the employment and unemployment rates in the country. Okay, going forward, or the latter part of it, we are going to look at inflation. Okay, we're going to look at the cause of inflation. We're going to look at things that cause prices of goods and services to go up. We're going to look at how it affects economic models, or how it affects the household and firms in the economy, how it can also affect government decisions. Okay, so I want you to tighten your belt. This semester is going to be interesting. You're going to make or recover all your A's, because when the results are released, some of you are not going to be happy, unless, of course, they want to consider you. Please write on my screen. Angela, please stop writing my screen. Okay. Please, any question on this? May I talk plenty? I want you to understand the thing. Okay. I want you to understand the thing very, very well. So, just like I told you earlier, you want to study the individual economic agents. Who are they? You're talking about household and firms. They are the economic agents. Household. So last semester we mentioned household. We mentioned firms. We were explaining how they are linked to each other. That household go and work in firms, and firms pay them in the form of what? Income. Do you recall last semester? But in this semester, we're going to look at the economy as a whole. You're going to take the individual, you're going to factor the individual, you're going to factor the government side, you're going to factor external side, how even the outside world. Baumia says the economy is being affected by what? Ukraine, and then Ukraine war. Have you heard about that news? And the others, and the government is trying to say that the COVID affected the economy. We are looking at all these things and how true they are. So we cannot use the microeconomics part to explain. We use what we call the macro, because that one studies the whole economy. And the whole economy is not only in Ghana, it factors external parts. So going forward, you see you are going to see something like import and export. Last semester, we didn't have any export and what's import. Okay, so these are the some concepts under macroeconomics. National income. What is national income? What is unemployment? And then inflation. I hope by now you are familiar or conversant with all these ones. Are you okay? Can you hear me? Are you following?
Yes.
Yes, Barrister, we can hear you very well.
Okay. So are you all understanding it? Because if you come to my class, you may not have to even go and read the notes again. Okay, sometimes if you come to my class, you may not have to even go, because I will make sure you understand everything very well. Using illustrative examples, using real life examples, using things that will make you recall things when you go to the class or examination easily. Okay, so we can use, when we say national income, we want to look at, there are two things involved here. We want to look at a part that will help us analyze the growth of a country. How well is the economy growing? You can use national income to measure it. Okay, you can use national income to measure, oh, okay, so the national income level of this country is this. It is a measure of GDP too. Now, unemployment rate. We want to look at, Ghana here, or when it comes to Ghana here, the youth, how many people are unemployed? Or how many people are suffering from the unemployment rate? Okay, so Ghana here, they said, I'm saying it is true. They said the unemployment rate in Ghana is very low, meaning that a lot of people are working. So I don't know how true it is. Maybe you can go out and then fish out and then get your own information about it. They're saying the unemployment rate is quite low. So me, I don't know. Okay, we have inflation. Like we all know the inflation rate in Ghana. Every day we are dying. You go and buy how do you call it? Gobe loan. You go and buy Gobe today. Tomorrow, by the time you go back, Charlie, and I could sell I could 2 cities. When I came to 1100, one egg was 80 pesos. Now, one egg is worth 2 Ghana cities. So it should tell you that the inflation rate is very, very high. And mind you, it won't come back. Okay. So it's the economy goes forward. The economy is like a human being. It grows, it never gets young. Okay, so this is my first assignment to you. It's my first assignment. And it is something that I want you to take note of it. You will need it in level 100. You will meet it in level 200, 300, and 300. You're going to go deeper, and then 400. So I want you to go and read about the Great Depression. And if just make just 1-page note on the Great Depression. Okay, the foundation of macroeconomics is what we call the Great Depression. So because of Great Depression, that was what we had what we call macroeconomics. Please, are you with me? The origination of macroeconomics came from what we call the Great Depression. So I wanted to go and look at what is the Great Depression and who actually started the Great Depression and where did they start and what actually happened. Okay, I'm going to give you a gist over here, but I personally want you to go and read about the Great Depression because that is the foundation of macroeconomics. Hello. Anytime I do class, I want to involve everyone. Are you following? So the Great Depression. Yes. So the Great Depression happened when long time ago. Okay, very long time ago in the US. I'm just giving you a gist. I want you to personally go and look at it. Long time ago in the US, the economy got so worse, like how Ghana we're experiencing now, that the price of goods were so high. If today egg is 2 cedis, by the time you go tomorrow, the price of egg will be around 5-10 cedis. And it keeps galloping, quite something galloping inflation. It keeps galloping or keeps hyperinflation. The inflation was so much that people couldn't survive, that firms were collapsing. The main idea was that there was what you call an invisible force. You're not hearing sets. You're not hearing me. Okay, if you are joining in a Zoom meeting and you join with audio, if you don't choose that option, you may not hear me when I'm talking. Okay, so please, after 5 minutes, the meeting will end. And you see, we have over 80 participants. It means a lot of people will be joining. So please quickly join and let's continue. Okay. Okay. Yes. So we want to finish this part. Then I wouldn't stress you. Today is a weekend. And some of you have assignments. I don't stress students. And I teach students well to come in the exam. But this Great Depression is very important to me. It covers the foundation of how macroeconomics evolved. Okay. So things were so worse, like how Kufado is experiencing or how we're experiencing the economy. At first, they believed that no human being should intervene. There was what you call an invisible hand. said that the economy corrects itself. When you see the economy correct itself, it means things will get bad, but things will later become better. But it got to a point that things were so worse and they were never getting better. They believe that at first when prices were going up, let's say it's Ghana, now the prices are very high. Later the prices will start dropping. Okay. But it got to a time that that thing wasn't happening. So government had to come in. So government coming in was the starting point of macroeconomics. So that is why you could, when I started the class, I mentioned that macroeconomics, you're going to hear about government, so much government in it. Okay, good. So government had to come in and government had to even pay people. You go and dig. I don't know if you heard about it. You go and dig, just dig a hole and government will pay you because government wanted to recover the economy. So government had to step in so that the economy gets normal. And he did that by employing people. Now, when he employs people, they'll go and weed and he will pay them. They'll go and weed and he will pay them. Now it got to a time, people were now getting money. Okay, so the economy starts reviving. Anytime money gets into the hand of people, the economy revives. So the people started getting money. And those who could start business started business. And those who could employ people started employing people. So that's the brief thing that you need to know about the Great Depression. Okay, things were so worse, and later things were covered because government had to come in, and that was the history, or that was the starting point of macroeconomics. Any question?
No, please.
But are we okay?
Yes, please.
Yes,
Okay, so lots of people were unemployed, governments were going bankrupt, everything was stopping. You can imagine what is happening. You even go outside and you can walk from here to Opungo, you even get one person selling food. You can do all kind of things. You even get a place to work because all schools are being closed. People are losing their jobs and all that. So government had to come in. Okay, government had to come in. So the government coming in was where macroeconomics evolved. And it was developed by one man called Keynes. So as we move forward, you're going to hear about him. So the originator of macroeconomics, Keynes. Keynes. Please, I hope you have your notes. If you listen to me, you will listen like a story. But make sure you are following too, because I make it lively and make you understand it very, very well. So that was the starting point of macro. Okay.
Question.
Okay. Please go ahead.
All right, please. Hello.
Yes.
Please, what is the difference between Great Depression and economic recession?
Okay. So recession happens when the economy starts to behave abnormally as it's used to. Ghana, we are experiencing what we call a recession, because instead of we achieving full employment, instead of prices staying stable, we are not having what we call stable prices. When depression or when recession become worse, we call it depression. So let's say you didn't have money. Okay, you don't have money. And maybe once in a while, you're on campus, let me use real life example. You don't have money. Okay, that's fine. But you have a roommate who may help you. And all of a sudden, somebody called you that your mom has passed away. You can imagine what will happen. So let's say you not having money was a recession, but depression has come in because another problem has come to add up. So the worst part of recession is what you call depression. Are you with me? So
yes,
the prices of goods may go up, but when it gets worse, that right now we may selling sachet water for like 1 cedi. One sachet water for like 1 cedi. You could do that. Of course, we are in depression. Instead of 30 pesos, people will sell at 1 cedi. You should know we are in Great Depression.
Okay.
Yes. So the meeting will end very soon. We will join again. Please, any other question? The same link. So you just tap on the same link and then